Hey everyone, along with Zack Poff, I am Steve Montoya. Exciting times as we have a all-state team in the state of Utah as Utah wrapped up their state playoffs last week. And Zack, we're going to go through some of the teams right now. We're going to start it off on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of firepower for the first team all-state kids. Obviously, Jackson Dart is going to headline this. We'll pull that up right now and just look at some of the names on the list. You also have 7 seniors here. You have 5 juniors, a sophomore on this list. You have 4 from Corner Canyon, one of the top teams in the country. You're looking at Spencer Ferguson there out of Davis High School. He was second in the state. He was nearly 1,700 yards, 21 TDs. You're looking at some of the wide receivers here as well. DeAndre Randolph, he caught 67 passes and for 1,400 yards and 15 TDs. And we'll move along here on the offensive side of the ball. You got your big guys, the guys up front blocking for all these skilled players. You also have Fisher Ingersoll right out of American Fork High School. He had 1,100 yards receiving and 21 TDs. Plus, he had 6 INTs on the defensive side of the ball. So, Zack, when you're looking over this first team all-state list, like I said, the name that stands out right away is the quarterback, Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at what Jackson Dart did this year, transferred over from Royal High School to Corner Canyon, and he led them to their 3rd consecutive state title. When you look at his numbers, man, the dude had nearly 6,000 yards of total offense, and he set a Utah state record throwing 67 touchdowns. And then he also rushed for 12 more scores. I mean, not only is he the best player in Utah this year when you look at numbers and playing for the best team in the state, he's also emerged as a player who's going to be in contention to be named National Player of the Year. And his number 1 target was Noah Carrot, wide receiver. Man, this dude is a big-time baller. He had over 1,900 yards receiving and 22 touchdowns. And his 1,918 yards receiving right now currently good for number 1 in all of high school football. And the 22 touchdowns is good for the 3rd most in high school football, too. So you just love what Corner Canyon's doing. Also got to give a shout-out to Jackson Light on the offensive line, 2021 Oregon commit for Corner Canyon also. And then Kingsley Suamatea, he's a big-time offensive lineman, also headed to Oregon from Orem High School. He led them to their 4th consecutive state title. So you know it all comes down to those guys on the offensive line, man. They got to get some love too. So Oregon's got a couple of savages headed their way for sure.
All right, we love the offense, but man, I love the defense too. So let's take a look at the all-state players on the defensive side of the ball. 8 seniors, 3 juniors, and a sophomore on this side of the ball. You're looking at the defensive linemen here. You're also looking at the linebackers. Logan Fano right there out of 10th View High School, 17.5 sacks on the season. Harrison Taggart at a Corner Canyon, 140 tackles, including 10 tackles for a loss. So you're seeing your defensive line and your linebackers right there. Now we're going to move over into the secondary here, looking at several names on this side of the ball. And you see right there the sophomore, Smith Snowden out of Skyridge High School. 6 picks for the young man out of Skyridge, a sophomore there amongst the seniors. So, Zack, you're looking at the defensive side of the ball. A couple names stand out to you.
Yeah, you got to start with Lone Peak's John Henry Daley. I mean, this is a dude who led the state with 22.5 sacks, helped lead Lone Peak all the way to the 6A state championship game. It fell a little short to Corner Canyon, but John Henry Daley had a monster season, and someone's going to pick up one of the most underrated players in the class of 2021. He's got offers from Stanford, BYU, and a handful of others. And then also, too, a 2021 Oregon commit, Jeff Bossa. This dude's a stud, man, on all 3 phases. Big time on special teams and on offense. But what he does in the secondary at safety, can also shift over, play corner and linebacker. Super impressed with what he did with Kearns High School. And, you know, it was unfortunate news for Kearns because they were one of those teams competing and one of the best in 6A, but they had to pull out because of, you know, COVID concerns. So his senior season got cut short, but I expect him to have a pretty good career in the Pac-12 for sure. He's a guy to definitely watch for the next 3 to 4 years for Oregon.
All right, well, the full all-state team will be up on Max Preps. Congratulations to all those who made it. That is Zack Poff. I am Steve Montoya. Thanks for joining us here on Max Preps and CBS Sports HQ.